Hello, I'm Susan Dinkle, and this is my module number 1 for EDL 853, Special Education for Building Administrators. A little background information about me. I teach business and computers at St. Francis Community High School in St. Francis, Kansas. It's in the far northwest corner of Kansas. I graduated from St. Francis in 1991 and then went on a basketball scholarship to Pratt Community College, where I got my associate's degree in marketing in 1993. I then went to Kansas State and got my bachelor's degree in secondary education business in 1996. In 2001, I began getting my ESL certification through Emporia State University and decided to complete my master's in curriculum and instruction in 2006. I've been a teacher in a classroom since the fall of 1996. I taught 1 year in the DeSoto School District, 1 year in the Cheylin School District, and then I was fortunate enough to be able to move back to my hometown. I currently teach in St. Francis, as I've already said. There's 264 students in pre-K through 12. The minority enrollment in the district is around 16%, with most of those being Hispanic. We are a very rural district. 38% are in the free and reduced lunch program. More probably qualify, but they don't fill out the paperwork simply because we're a very proud community. We have very high graduation rates and a 95% attendance rate. I attribute that to the great connections that our students have with their teachers. I have 2 children, a daughter, Emily, who just completed her sophomore year at K-State. She is majoring in animal science, and my son, Brady, who is, well, he will be graduating, I should say. He is graduating, or he has graduated. I don't know how you say that. Graduation hasn't actually occurred yet, but he is also planning on attending Kansas State, and he's going to major in agronomy crop science. My husband and I own a feed mill. He works at the mill. I'm just a silent partner. I also coach volleyball and basketball in the junior high, and I am the junior high athletic director. Schools need to promote the idea that if students aren't included, we're exhibiting forms of segregation and exclusion, and that is not okay, especially in today's world with what is happening out there. We need to wrap our arms around this and begin to include everybody. The next few slides are going to show what I have learned throughout this presentation. Teams are only as good as their leaders. So if their leaders are strong and supportive, encouraging of the team members, those teams are going to be successful. If the leaders are only out for themselves, eventually the team's going to revolt and quit working as hard to make their team successful because they don't feel valued or appreciated. So as a school leader, it's critical that I make sure that all members of my staff, my students, and my community know that I care about them and how best to help them make strides to improve. Some of the ways that I plan to do that is to make sure that everyone feels welcome, that I encourage students to help each other. That doesn't necessarily mean cheat, but it does promote collaboration among my students. Have my staff collaborate with each other. Make sure that there's a form of respect, not only with staff and students, but with parents as well. That there's a partnership between the staff and the parents, because ultimately we should all want what's best for the kids. And the staff and the community should work well together. Finally, I want to make sure that relationships are extremely important by involving family, involving our community in cultural groups, and involving our past students, because I think our alumni have a lot to say about what we need to do to improve our schools. I took a lot of this information from the Ministry of Education website that we went to. I found a lot of those videos and that information interesting, and I learned a lot from that, especially about using or implementing all of these different strategies with the various community groups that they have. So some plans and strategies that I would go about doing is to accept students for who they are. I'd work in a partnership with the students, try and build relationships better than what they currently are potentially. maybe especially with the administration and the teachers, because I think sometimes teachers get set in their ways and they really don't want to think outside of the box. I'd like to develop learner profiles and share them with the teachers. I think this was probably one of the things in that website that I thought was fascinating, and I thought it was very, very valuable. And I wish that we would actually have something like this, because I think it would really give us an idea as to how best to help our students learn. I'd like to see us have high expectations of all students and then create leadership opportunities for all of our students. And I think we can do that simply by asking students, hey, would you be willing to help out? I think sometimes, unfortunately, our high expectations of students who happen to find themselves in the resource room simply, sadly enough, we don't have high expectations for them. They think just because we're modifying the curriculum, they're not able to do things the way that everybody else is. Even the kids make comments that if students go down there to get assistance while having a test read to them or something, we have got to stop that notion, and we need to nip it in the bud as soon as it comes up. So how do we change these negative assumptions or attitudes? Well, most people who have these negative assumptions about inclusion in education, they simply don't understand the importance of it. I'd try and educate them, demonstrate how it has worked in other schools, and hopefully in our school, and involve as many people as possible, from families, students, peers, the community, and former students. And I think by just educating and demonstrating how we can make these kids more successful and make our schools more successful, I think the negative assumptions will change. I did go ahead and include my reference page simply because I did cite this particular website in my presentation. Thanks for watching.